Welcome back to Batticaloa Model Railway. I'm Darshan. Hope every one of you are safe during this troubling time of the coronavirus threat. Even in Sri Lanka there's a lockdown, and so everyone is stuck at home, and same as in Europe and all over the country. It seems to be the new world order now. But I want to spare a thought for all the people who are suffering and people who are actually on the front line helping others to get over this problem of coronavirus, and hopefully this will end sooner rather than later and we can go back to our normal work. Even though we like to spend much of time in model railways, I would, I'm sure everyone will agree that we will like to see the normalcy return as soon as possible. So today I have done a small video about the control panel that I have done here, which has turned out to be very nice, and I'm really pleased with it. And what I'm using here is this control panel section has been done using the AD8fx of DCCconcept accessory decoder. So I have tortoise stone motors underneath. The control panel is actually looking very nice, and I will show you all the materials that I have used to do this. And I was surprised that I could get this thing here, but it was by accident that I found this material because I was doing a board for my resort, a name board, and they were using this materials called the acrylic board. So they say it's quite strong, and then I thought of trying it. And the issue that we are having with AD8fx the accessory decoder is I don't know whether this is an issue with NCE system being used for the train controllers or whether it's a general with any other Digitrack or all the other controllers as well. When you switch on the power, the lights do not come up. Anything that is being hooked up to the AD8fx, it does not come up automatically. So as I will demonstrate now, the power is on, the track power is on now, and so but there's no lights coming up here. So if I press these buttons, then you can see the signals lighting up. So likewise for any other, only then the lights will come up. So this section is, the point is actually open to go straight, but the lights are not there. So but when I press this, so that's a combined point, so you can see both lights coming up. So this is a concern because there's one control panel here, there's one control panel here, which is also the same. If I press that, then it comes up, and I'm going to have another more complex one behind the camera. So for that I have only two motors that are connected to the AD8fx. So I connected 6 already here, and all the others are DCCconcept IP digital motors, and some old digital motors as well. So hopefully that will have a better effect, and it will light up, but I will see how that works as well. If someone knows the answer for this, and if DCCconcept can come up with a fix for this, will be really great, because I was, as I mentioned, the other gentleman who was pointing out the same issue said he is having around 80 to 100 turnouts. So that's going to be very difficult when you are going to do it manually, or going and pressing each button to show where the points are. So apart from that, I will show you how I have done this, the wiring and everything, and a bit more details about more details about how I have done this, the sticker that I have used, the printing and things like that. So everything has been designed using Photoshop. It's that seems to be the easiest way to do these things, and then send it to a printer and get this printout on a clear sticker paper, because once you put that onto this, after making all the holes and everything, it looks very professional, and I'm really pleased with this. So hopefully you will hopefully you will enjoy the video and get some information out of it. And I'm just trying to give a quick video on how I have done the AD8fx, because I couldn't find any videos on YouTube. So hopefully this will help for anyone who is having have bought this or trying to hook this up. I know it's very clear with the manual and everything, and I did it on my own with some help with the guy who is stuck with me who is staying here, who is one of my employees. So we have managed to do this. It has taken probably around 3 days to complete this too, because I have to do the woodwork for this to hold the board in place as well. Lakshant, who is one of my employees who is staying during this lockdown period with us, was helping me with the wiring and stuff. So he will help me with the videoing, and he will point the cameras, and I will go and show you how we have put together this control panel. And if you like, please click like and subscribe and comment. It will really encourage me. And you can go and visit my channel, which will have other videos in the future as well. So let's jump into the details and see how this thing has been done. I just fixed the AD8fx from DCCconcept. So I'll just show you how I have done it. I was looking for some videos, but I couldn't find any. So I just hooked it up, and I will show what I have done. Okay, so as you can see, this is where my AD8fx is an 8-port one. You can get 2 and even 1 port to control one stall motor. So what we have used here is the Cat5 cables from the computer. These are very old cables that I had lying around, so I'm just using them. They have 8 wires coming through, so we have 9. I think there's more than 8, but I'm only using 7 here. So there's one extra which I can use it if there's another need arises. So as you can see, I have fixed 6. I have another 2 more to go, which I will finish a bit later. So there are more than 12 points that have been controlled by this, because some of the points you can actually link together. That's how we are actually utilizing this AD8 ports. So here's what I have already done. So here you can see this is the control panel I have done. This has worked out very well. What I have used here is actually this board. Okay. This is the board I have used. This is actually this is actually acrylic board, which is quite strong, and you can drill through, and you just have to make sure that you support it both sides with the plank when you drill, and the drill bits are quite new. So with that, I have done this control panel, which I am very pleased. once I cut the acrylic board to the size that I need, then I have printed this. This is another one that I have to do. This is printed on a clear sticker paper. Then you just peel it and then paste it on top of the acrylic board. This acrylic board is actually, it's not a see-through, it's not like a glass one. You can get the glass one as well, but I thought this is much better because you can put the clear sticker and it looks very professional. I'm really pleased with how this have turned up. As you can see, we have pasted the clear printout. It was printed on a clear sticker paper, and it's looking quite good. Then we just go around and make the holes with a sharp knife so that we can put the lights with the chrome holding and the switches. But this is actually the first one I have done. I've not done another one as well now, but this since this was the first one, there were some air bubbles and things like that, which we might try to rectify later, but this has worked quite well. So I have put the push buttons and the LED lights as well, so you can see that changing. So you can see the signal lights changing as well. Yeah. And on the control panel I have the macro numbers as well, to show from which point to which point, so you can control more than one point at in one go. So that these are the macro numbers that I have programmed into my NCE control system. This is the AD8fx manual. It's quite clear. So these first two will be the output for your stall motor, like tortoise stall motor. And then you have 3 for the push button. So if you are having 2 push buttons, then you can use all 3 with one in the middle as the common. I have used only one, so I am just connecting 2 wires to the 3rd and the 5th connection. Then the next 3 are for LEDs. So the middle one is the common, and then the left and the right. So these are the only thing that you have to notice and be aware that you cannot use bipolar LEDs with 2 terminals. So if you want to use red and green with bipolar, then you need to common anode LEDs with 3 terminals. So only then you will be able to connect, because this LED lights do not reverse, so that in order to bipolar to work. So that is one thing that I learned a bit later, because I actually ordered and got my bipolar, which didn't work. So I have just connected with green. But in the manual on the DCC on DCCconcept, there are articles and you can read them, but they were recommending not to use 2 colors because it makes things complicated. But after looking at this probably they are right, and I think it's, if you have too many colors, it's a bit complicated. And that's about it. It's quite easy. And only thing that other thing that I actually had to go to the help desk and find out, because once you install the AD8fx, you have to make sure you take off the center of position, switch it off by sending a command to all the ports. I think it's 198. Once you send that command, then it doesn't send automatically. So otherwise, what happens is the points will once you switch it on, it will start to hunt, and after a while then it will stop, and then you have to put a macro to make it right, so which is a bit of a hassle. So as I said, once you switch off the power to the controls, all these lights will go off, but when you switch it on, none of these lights comes up, because even though all the points are set in this position and doesn't change, for some reason the AD8fx does not light up the LEDs once it gets the power, which we have actually put some comments on the focus forum on DCCconcept, but we haven't actually heard anything from them. So it is a bit of a hassle, because then what you need to do is come and see what are the lines where the positions are, or you have to push them one by one to see on which positions they are. I will demonstrate this. So as it is now, you can see all these lights coming through. This is the through line, and you can come through here, B2I. We'll switch off the power now for the system, and then we'll switch it on. So now actually I have switched on the power, so the trains can run, but as you can see, the board is actually not lighting up. But there is power onto the tracks, and all the signals should work. But so what we need to do is go and press the buttons to show where the points are, which is not ideal when you're when you're trying to do a layout. And so hopefully DCCconcept will reply and have a fix for this, so fingers crossed. As you already seen this AD8fx, so these are the Cat5 cables. So these Cat5 cables have only one single cable coming through, so it's a bit fragile, so we try to secure it once everything is correct. So we just secure this, and this thing can be pushed back, so it just tucks behind underneath the bench work, which is quite handy. And if you see, then we get the cables here. So this is going to be my second control panel, which I am working on. So here you can see the connections that I have done. So there's LEDs are here. Everything is connected. It's quite straightforward. I don't think you need much explanation about this. But as you can see, this is acrylic board is actually quite good for this use. And you can have these wire ties, so that once you have done the soldering, the wires do not move and give any. In this control panel, what I have decided to do, and this is in the advice on DCCconcept website as well, you can actually have some of the LEDs on all the time. But the problem is you cannot power them using the AD8fx decoders. So the problem is it doesn't give you the option to connect LED, which will be constantly on. So we have left some of these wires here for 3 of the LEDs, and this has to be connected to another auxiliary power supply, so that will be on. So I haven't actually done that yet, but I have just given the provision for those connection. And from here, as I shown you on the manual, there are wires coming through for the signals, which are going through here, and these are the wires that are coming for the from the stall motor, and it comes into the Cat5 cable as well. From here we get the wires for the signals, and then we have the signals on the layout. Here we have 2 signals are operated from this from one port. So there is the we have the signal cables coming to this signal, and then from here there's a bypass to this which will operate this signal. So once we fix the control panel onto the benchwork, then we will see how this thing is working. Okay, now we have fixed the new control panel, which I just showed you with the wiring. So it's working quite well. And as you can see, these 1, 2, 3, these 3 lights are not on because these have to be on all the time. So these were the lights that I was mentioning before. We need to give power through an auxiliary power pack so that it lights up all the time. Then it will look complete. So say for instance, if I'm going to take A to F, so if I press this, it changes there. Press that changes there, and I press that changes there. So that means this light, this and this will be continuously on, so that will complete the route. As you know that since this is entering the point, it can go either way, so it's always trains are allowed to come this way, so you can have that on all the time. Same for this point as well, 3A, it's always you can keep it on because it will go either direction. And here also it's the same, when it's coming through from F to Y, then it's always open, or either it will go to the Y or it will come towards 3A. So it's working quite well. So if I show you the signals over here, so you can so if I change here, then you will see the lights changing. So that's how I have configured this AD8fx. Quite useful, as only issue was that when we power on the system I don't know whether it's only for NCE, but whether it's the issue with all the DCC controllers. But for NCE, I have checked it, and I think in the comment in the focus forum also the gentleman was mentioning NCE, so I'm not sure whether it's the same one we are having problems with. So that's about it. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. So if you like the video, just click like, and it will give some encouragement for me. And if you want to comment, and if you can subscribe, that will be great. Until I meet you in the next video, goodbye from Batticaloa Model Railway. Thank you guys. Cheers.